Hey, Crawlspacers, welcome to our Christmas holiday show special. I think JR's heart will grow 3 sizes much bigger at the end of this episode. Hopefully. I can't guarantee miracles, though. Someone who has the Christmas spirit is Sarah. What's going on, Sarah?
I'm so ready for this episode. Let's go.
Okay, we got to break down the wardrobe. I love the Mr. T bling. I pity the fool that doesn't have the spirit of Christmas with you. And I love we're not supposed to call them ugly sweaters because I think that's a good looking sweater. It looks like what is that? Is it the 90s spider logo on the front? That looks very cool. Anyway, the Alex Ross Spider-Man. That's what it looks like.
That's what it looks like.
Alex Ross. That's what I couldn't think of it. And break down the hat. You've got a cool looking spider hat.
Oh,
that
yeah,
looks awesome.
here. Hold on, so you can see it.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. All right, I love it. You dressed for the occasion. Very, very cool. All right, someone who also dressed for the occasion is our buddy Ryan. What's going on, Ryan?
Good evening, everybody.
Muted.
How are you? I was muted there, so I'm all fixed. Sorry about that.
I love the hat on you too.
Thank you. And I'm also slightly peddling a little merchandise today. I have these nice whiskey glasses I got from my Secret Santa here at work here at the school. So if everybody can see these right here, it's very nice. And of course, Brad, for you, I've got my slow promotion right here.
All right, let's take a look. You have a Crawlspace coffee mug. Even I don't have one of those.
I've been a very good boy this year.
That's Sarah? From our Patreon. Yeah. Thank you for the support and enjoy the cup.
Thank you. No, we had really good. I got when we got it back on Monday, and Melissa was looking at it, and she's like, "Oh, you didn't drink out of the cup yet?" I was like, "Well, I have to say it." And then she's like, "He's going to put you on the podcast, and you better have it cleaned and ready to go." So here I am.
I'm saving it.
I got my smell of Coco ready to go today. Here he's our little new mascot in the classroom. So here's Wait Coco from Pokemon.
I don't speak Pokemon, but he's adorable.
He is.
Very nice.
This actually works really good. I had a couple of kids with him.
Very cool. Well, welcome back. If you don't know, Ryan is our reviewer on the front page. He does video reviews of Amazing Spider-Man. So been doing that. How many years have you been doing that, by the way?
I did the very first one because it was after Tyler was born. So I'm thinking about 2011 was the first one. I started doing them regularly on the Crawlspace around 2013. I never stopped, and they've been going on there. I actually got Ultimate Spider-Man done this morning. I've been keeping them really good, and I'm actually Rogues Reviews, and then I'm actually going to start on my channel for Reads. I'm actually going to start doing merchandise, and I got a whole set of things coming because early Christmas present, we got a GoPro Hero 4K. So we're going to have a higher definition reviews coming in on here. So
very cool. Very cool.
It's been
all right. Let's continue the intros. We have Christina. What's going on, Christina? How are you?
I'm good. I'm happy. I'm not.
There you are. There you are.
Coming in like the Flash today. So.
Yeah, you sit there and then you're right across the room.
I'm happy I'm not coming in like the Flash today, so. Yes,
very true. Very true. All right, we also have Mike McNulty. What's going on, Mike?
Well, hello, everyone. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and Happy New Year, depending on when you're going to be listening to this. Sorry I didn't dress up for the occasion, or did I? You never know. So
tell me you're wearing pants at least.
But yeah, I am wearing
okay.
pants. I'm not gonna
That's all I asked for. That's all I asked for. All right. So we've introduced people that have the holiday spirit. Hey, sit down, Mike. I didn't want you to actually test the theory. Okay. Maybe he went to go get pants. I don't know. So we have people that are excited for the holidays. They're happy. They're joyful. Christina's got happy socks on her feet. Mike just put on some pants. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Grinch himself, JR. What's going on, JR? Good God.
Oh, Merry Christmas.
Wow.
Our very own compass, everybody.
Gathers around and gives Santa Goblin presents. And if you don't give Santa Goblin presents, I'll throw a pumpkin bomb down your chimney and set your Christmas tree on fire. How's that for a Merry Christmas, you little asshats?
Our gift to the Crawlspace is you're going to see a man pass out in about 20 minutes if he doesn't take the mask off from lack of oxygen.
How warm is he in that get up?
I know.
God.
I'm warm wearing this.
He's starting to wheeze.
I started that a long time ago. Once I passed 50.
JR, are you with us? Are you okay?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
After all, this is the most wonderful time of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Andy Williams told you that, right?
He did, personally.
You mean to tell me you went down to Branson and talked to Andy Williams himself?
Oh, I talked to Andy Williams, Perry Como, and Bing Crosby. I've been celebrating Christmas with those guys for a long time.
Well, Melikiliki Maka to you too, buddy.
Wow.
All right, let's see. Chat, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to you. Let's see what you're talking about tonight. Oh, man, you guys are blowing us up. Sarah's mom says, hey, hi, Sarah's mom. What's going on? Sup, baby. Hey, I'm kind of married, Sarah's mom.
That's to me.
Okay.
I know it's not to me.
Let's see. Good morning from South Korea, Mr. Comics.
Ooh, wow.
Wow. Keep safe, my friends. Mr. Comics is in one of these issues in the letters pages. So write in your comments how many issues you've been in, Mr. Comics, because they keep adding up, my man. I wish I had my Spider-Man sweaters to wear during Christmas time here. Gary and the Frozen, last episode until 2026. Oh, I don't know. We've been talking about a Spider Jeopardy. Can we get that one in before 2027? We might. George and I are talking. So
hopefully.
I'm missing JR. He could be
I agree with that.
I'm missing JR. He could be a great Grinch. You just witnessed it right here. He is a great Grinch. Mr. Comics, why are we vertical? It's triggering me. StreamYard is sending out 2 signals for you. If you would like to watch it on your phone, you can watch it vertically, which is what I don't prefer. But it actually lines the cameras up a little vertical, a little bit better. And also, if you want to watch it on your television or your computer screen, you've got the widescreen, so you can see some more spider snow falling behind you.
So in other
the
words,
dice
you're controlling the horizontal and the vertical, aren't you?
I am. In that Outer Limits, is that what you're quoting? Yeah.
Yes, I am. Or the Outer Limits, yeah. Yep.
The Dice Must Flow is also wearing Crawlspace merch, so thank you. That's very nice. I love Spider-Man, says Kurt Cobain's wife. That's my phone case. What's Kurt Cobain's wife? I forget her name.
That is
Courtney Love.
Courtney Love. Thank you.
Courtey Love. I couldn't
think of her name either. Yes, Courtney Love.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right. Oh yeah, this is Greg. Yeah, what's up, Greg? Greetings to Greg. Vertical can be annoying. Well, I agree, but the majority of people watch stuff on their phones anymore. So
you can also
have
turn
your
phone
choice.
Sideways. I mean,
you could do it landscape if you'd like, your preference. Jeffrey says happy holidays, Crawl Spacers. You too, buddy. Let's see. Mary Green Goblinmus.
Goblinmus? Yeah.
Thanks for trying.
JR, you're looking green. JR's green. What'd you eat? Vinkman is asking about the gift exchange. I don't know if we're going to do the gift exchange this year. The year is creeping up on me. This may be the last 2 shows of the year. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So, whoops. Wait a minute. I don't want to lose my friends. Where did we go?
We're here.
Yep,
we never
we're
left.
still here. I prefer watching the default version of the stream, says Vinkman. I do too. That's what I would watch it on my big screen. Spider-Man is another version of Santa Claus. So this is an early Christmas stream. I guess kind Kind of like Die Hard, maybe a Christmas movie if you like that.
Well, there's the ironic thing. I was at my in-laws at their retirement, and that was tonight's movie. Die Hard.
I think I had a debate with this at work yesterday. I considered Die Hard a Christmas movie. The debate rages is, does it have to have a Christmas theme, or can it be a Christmas movie if it's set during Christmas? I say if it's set during Christmas, it's a Christmas movie.
Well, just like Spider-Man is a Thanksgiving movie.
Absolutely, you could call that a Thanksgiving movie.
Right, really.
Spider-Man.
In that case, Batman Returns is also Batman Returns is also a Christmas movie because that's
so is Gremlins, the original.
Same with Gremlins.
Gremlins is too. Yep. And I mean, what's John McClane's wife's name? Holly. I mean, come on, it writes itself.
Yeah,
it's Holly McClane. Hey, before we get to the reviews, I want to remind you about a couple things. If you haven't, over on Apple Podcasts, you can listen to our show here. We haven't had a review since January 20th, and he said we're mostly a good show. Have we gotten better?
Oh.
Hopefully. I hope we've gotten better.
I think
and then
it have. Yeah.
And then we took 2 years off, and nice Spider Dude. Nice Spider Dude, I can't believe you're a masterpiece, bro. That was the last time someone wrote in on Apple Podcasts. So if you like the show, feel free to go to Apple Podcasts and write a review. It helps the algorithm of Apple. So please feel free to do that. Also, they don't do reviews, but I'll remind you that you can also find the Crawlspace over on Spotify. Just simply type in Spider-Man, and all the episodes are up on Spotify. And we are the only podcast related to Spider-Man on SiriusXM. So if you have SiriusXM, you can listen to the Crawlspace right here on your mobile app, which I do. And I mean, I don't listen to myself, but I have SiriusXM in the car, so you can listen to the only Spider-Man podcast on SiriusXM, which is the Crawlspace. So feel free to write some reviews, various ways that you can watch the show. All right. Now, JR, are you ready for the first review of the night, sir?
Yeah, why did I get this one?
Because Norman's in it, duh! Norman is more interesting than the following Peter Parker issue, I feel.
Also true.
Yay!
Yep. All right, take me through it, JR.
All right. Well, first,
and I'm going to pop a cold one while you start. Hold on. Here, you want to hear the do? There you go.
Oh, nice sound.
There it is. Okay, I'm ready, JR, for your shenanigans.
All right. Wait a minute. Now, this is not shenanigans. This is the straight up, truthful retelling of this issue. Okay.
Oh God. Jesus.
All right.
Hold on. Let me take another swig of truth.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Okay.
Sponsored by the podcast.
You're on, old man. Talk.
Right. I was waiting until you got done. Wait until you got done downing your liquid courage there. All right. The story opens by putting all the chess pieces on the table for this story. Ben Reilly and Janine, Tombstone, Aunt May, and our hero, Norman Osborn. Okay, story one is Ben Reilly is literally crawling up the walls because it's driving him nuts that, number one, why Peter asked Norman Osborn, of all people, to fill in for him as Spider-Man, or so he thinks. Janine suggests that maybe it just happened. And number two, he's having an existential crisis because he's actually successful in accomplishing things, but it's with Peter Parker's work under Peter Parker's name. Story number two, while Aunt May is being a slut, getting any old fool who walks into the feast building to tap what little maple syrup has to be left in that old tree.
God!
And we find out that none other than J. Jonah Jameson has reached out to her, apparently worried about Peter and wondering if May has any insight as to why he's behaving badly. Of course, he not realizing that neither the real Peter Parker nor the real Spider-Man are in action these days. But I do think it's an amusing moment when May asks her current boy toy if he'd like to meet her 60-year-old stepson. So, and story number 3. Tombstone is working out in his mansion.
I think that's Mike. Let me mute Mike for a minute. There you go. Go ahead. Tombstone in his mansion.
All right, yes. Tombstone is working out in his mansion talking to Hush, who apparently is not doing too well. He doesn't look too good. You know, maybe would this have anything to do with his power set? Tombstone is concerned that Spider-Man is acting out of sorts. Although I must confess, I don't know what understanding the two of them have. I mean, I read the same issues of everybody else, and I don't quite understand what their understanding was, but whatever. Anyway, but he says, I do owe him that much. And it's funny how Tombstone is more grateful to Spider-Man for keeping him from killing his daughter than his own daughter, whose life Spider-Man actually saved, is grateful to him. After Spider-Man inserts his body between her and the murderous Tombstone, she comes back with, "Get off me!" So ungrateful little bitch. Anyway,
jeez, wow.
Story
every time JR cusses, an angel dies. No wings.
Well, don't you remember? He's saving her life, and all she's doing is complaining. She just complains.
I know.
Zeb Wells is over, JR. Let it go. Come on.
No.
You brighter days. We're gonna
brighter days.
No. Adina can let it go, but I'm not going to. Anyway, speaking of Adina, folks, get ready for Frozen 3 and 4 coming to a theater near you over the next few years. God. Anyway, story number 4. Our hero, Norman Osborn, prepping for his next stint as Spider-Man, is apparently on StreamYard with one of the Spider Clan. We're not sure who, but he's getting a lecture about how he's not Spider-Man. And this person tells him, "We don't care what you do with your time unless you do it wearing those colors or our symbol." Okay, excuse me, Cream Puff, your symbol is his symbol. Peter Parker's, not yours. You are all knockoffs of him operating in his shadow. And those are his colors as well.
Good point, actually.
Huh?
Yeah, I can't argue.
I was just saying it's a good point, actually. I mean,
exactly. So this person tells Norman that if they don't stop, they'll make him stop. Yeah, and you what army, you bunch of losers. But these losers...
Hey, real quick, who do you think?
Absolutely no standing to tell Norman Osborn to do anything. That is entirely up to Peter Parker. Peter Parker.
Who do you think is actually talking to Norman there? Do you think it's Silk? Is it freaking Spider Boy? Who is?
I was going to say Spider Boy. It's probably Spider.
Yeah,
Spider
it's
God help
if it's
Spider Boy.
It has to be Bailey. That so sounds like him.
I was about to say, who really gives a?
I mean, or it could be Miles Morales. That's probably what they're trying to do. But I mean,
which is funny.
I imagine Spider Boy.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's funny. I mean, they presume to tell Norman what to do, but Peter is. I mean, the only person who has any right to make any demands of Norman Osborn is Peter Parker. You know, since Norman is the one who's cost Peter so much over the years, not any of them. You know, bunch of presumptuous little pricks is what they are. Anyway. So, Norman goes out as Spider-Man again, and is saving people on a construction site. However, he is deeply troubled because the clarity of conscience he now has that his sins have been removed make him realize that he was in a state of self-delusion all of these years. That he lied to himself about what he really wanted, whether it was what he wanted out of his son, what he wanted out of business, what he wanted out of power. He finds out that he was only interested in self-gratification and the world be damned. He thinks he's preserving Peter's dream, but then he realizes he has no idea what that really is. And you know, I would think that Norman, of all people, after knowing Peter all these years, he would know that it's not really Peter's dream. It's lifelong penance for a mistake he made many years ago. And that Peter's not really driven so much by altruism as he is by guilt. And of course, Norman should know that he himself is a big part of Peter's feeling responsible for that guilt. Anyway, next we go to Rand Without Danny Industries, where Peter and his middle school friend, who we never knew existed for 60 years, and this chick that got pulled into the story to create random plot complications, have cracked whatever scientific problem they've been having. Something about growing houses, blah, 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 science shit, nobody cares. But that's irrelevant. Whatever this is, it's just a plot device that will be forgotten as soon as a new writer comes in. Because after all the work that Peter did for Max Modell's company has also been forgotten. All right?
Yeah.
Well, the next scene is something of a surprise because Dr. Weird Ass Name, who's Peter's boss at Rand Without Danny Corporation, who ostensibly hates Norman Osborn, actually wants to take Norman into her confidence. Because apparently her son, who we've not seen, but he's been referenced in prior issues, is not only a troubled child, but a very sick one as well. And boy, John Romita Jr. is really making those cornrows make Norman look like an NBA basketball player, I tell you. Anyway, so apparently her son is a very troubled child and a very sick one as well, and all of her money can't fix him. Well, Miss Weird Ass Name, welcome to American Healthcare System 101. Ask Peter David how that worked out for him.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's not a cut against Peter David. That's a cut.
It's not, but it's the truth.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a cut about what he suffered and why people shouldn't suffer. Nobody should suffer like that in this country. But anyway. She wants to know how Norman dealt with the loss of a child and how he could go on with that. And it's a good question, which those of us who have been parents know that it's every parent's nightmare, because the circle of life is that our children are supposed to bury us, not the other way around. And as I mentioned in a podcast some time ago, when they were doing some dumbass crossover where everybody was seeing ghosts, and Norman kept being confronted by Gwen's spirit or whatever it was, in my opinion, it should have been Harry, because that should be his greatest sin, that he failed his child, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be my greatest sin. I mean, all this other Green Goblin and killing nonsense. I mean, the fact that if you go to your grave thinking you failed your children, that's a hell of a burden to go with. But before Norman can address the topic, his police scanner beeps, telling him that the shocker is back. And he bails on the doctor. Again, finding himself facing up with the sacrifices that Peter has made all of these years and how much that he has given up in order to be Spider-Man. And good God, I hope this isn't foreshadowing of a romance, because I don't want to see this. I really don't.
It felt like it. Them on the bridge talking, it felt like it.
When
was the last time Norman had a date?
I was about to say, if she's on a bridge with Norman Osborn, she'd better watch out.
She is on a bridge. She is on a bridge with Norman. That's bad.
That'll be her last memory.
We just need a snap and she's done. Man,
I really hope it. I really hope it doesn't. That would be so soap opera cliche. But anyway, Norman rendezvous with what he thinks will be the shocker, but it's actually Tombstone and Hush. And Tombstone actually asked faux Spider-Man if he's all right. Wonder what's going on. Anyway, we shift to the next scene, which is at May Parker's place, where JJJ has arrived, and he's sitting down with May and her boy toy. And while Jonah tries to pass off to May that Peter and he have a really good relationship now, despite, as May correctly observes, that it was often an emotionally manipulative, borderline abusive father figure type relationship, which I can't blame her for saying. May doesn't appear to be buying anything of what Jonah's saying. Now, obviously, we know that Jonah knows that Peter is Spider-Man, and while he can't tell her this, Spider-Man's actions, or the faux Spider-Man's actions, and the lack of communication with Peter concerns him, and he wants to stage an intervention. And he wants May to reach out to Peter's older friends, such as Thompson and Watson, as if we don't know who, or I should say Agent Venom and Venom, respectively. Not nearly enough Venoms between the Spider-Verse and the Venom-verse. Is there any room actually for any other characters in Marvel? Anyway, no. May clearly resents what she perceives as Jonah trying to get involved in a manner that she thinks is none of his business. And in her defense, she has every right to be skeptical of Jonah's motives, and tells her that she can and will help Peter only if he decides to come to her himself with the burdens that he's carrying. Which actually is kind of the perspective that the writers of the Spider-Man movies, the first couple of batches, I suppose, had, that May knows exactly what's going on, but is waiting for Peter to decide the time and manner he unloads it upon her. Now, whether that's happening here, I doubt it, because this smells more of editorial mandate than it does any kind of character development. All right. And I know I've complained about the whole Peter is irresponsible for not telling her, and I won't retread that. I've said it a lot of times, and like I said, it's bad writing and editorial mandates. But I have come to wonder, and this goes back to Peter's guilt, and I'm beginning to wonder that one reason maybe he doesn't come to May is because that May would forgive him, and she would try to get him to forgive himself. And after all, he should remember, because he should remember, even though nobody else in the world remembers, he should remember that in Marvel Knights Spider-Man, that she told him that Ben would willingly have given up his life if it had meant that Spider-Man would be born. So part of me is wondering, other than bad writing and editorial mandates, if it's like people who can't let go of grudges or hate because it'll leave a hole they won't know how to fill. Maybe Peter worries that what he would do if May tried to relieve that burden of guilt, because it would completely overhaul his paradigm all these years. And what would he do then? So now to the fun part.
Hey, real quick, what's the name of her boyfriend? Anyone?
Some black dude.
I think it's Ricardo. It's Ricardo.
I never knew Ricardo had his ears pierced.
Ricardo. Oh yeah, got an earring.
Yeah. So May likes
Ricky Ricardo. Yeah, Ricky Ricardo. Aunt May, you got some splaining to do. I Love Lucy. Anybody?
About half a dozen different things come to mind, but I better not say them, or we'll be not only demonetized but probably canceled entirely.
Let's not do that. Let's not do that Christmas miracle.
I won't talk anything about mixing.
Oh my God!
Here. All right,
hold on, Jr. Mr. Comics. Aunt May calls him Big Rick. I'll never forget that now, Mr. Comics. That's Big Rick.
Big Rick, the Yule log.
The Yule log? Is that what you said? Oh my God. Bless.
All right.
Big Rick's coming to town, May. Look out. Once you go May, you go hey. All right, go ahead. I'm so sorry.
Sad, strange little boy. You know that. I tell you. All right.
Thank you.
Now to the fun part. Yeah, you know what? I wonder, now that I think about it, you were wondering why we don't get any comments. Maybe have you ever considered changing that avatar that you have right there? Right before the comments, you had that picture of that bald guy there. Maybe that's what's scaring people off.
Of who? Who?
All right. Now to the fun
part. Bless. Went over this bald head. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
You did. And for all those out in the audience, remind Brad of what I'm referencing earlier in this podcast. So, guy doesn't even remember. Everybody talks about me being old and senile. Guy doesn't even remember what he says or does on his own damn show.
All right.
Show.
All right. Spider booty. Let's look at spider booty. Go ahead. Take that booty.
This is really goblin booty versus spider booty. But anyway. All right. Norman is genuinely surprised that Tombstone actually seems to be concerned about Spider-Man, but he's having none of it. Whatever Peter's relationship or understanding he has with Tombstone, Norman, a man with pretty simplistic ideas of right and wrong, good and evil, has no such ability to operate within that gray area. And while we see that Norman is just standing there on the edge, just waiting to unload on Tombstone, he's really wanting to unload on his abusive father. And Tombstone knows that for all his differences with Spider-Man, he seems to know that this Spider-Man is being driven by something other than just his perspective on justice, something much darker and more feral. And when Tombstone asked him what Hellgate did to him to warp his perspective, Norman's response is,
"He reminded me that mercy is reserved for those who've earned it."
Anyway, all right.
Jesus.
Now Tombstone realizes that this is not the Spider-Man he knows. So he unleashes Hush on him. And what Norman says to him apparently translate to as comedy of the idiot or idiot comedy. And this is apparently a reference to 15th century Italian theater. So for all of you on the internet, go ahead and Google what Norman said, and you will get some cultural enrichment. Well, Norman gets a whole lot more than he bargained for, as he realizes that Hush's power is absorbing the pain from others, kind of like the empath from that very dreadful episode of Star Trek's third season. I hated that episode. And unleashing that on someone else. So all the beatdowns that Norman has administered over time have come right back at him. And in pain, Norman wonders, what would Peter do? But then he comes to the realization, I'm not Peter. And between his strength and between his strength and Tombstone hitting those metal web shooters, Tombstone's arm snaps. Yeah. That's so fucking good. I mean, that's so good.
Anyway. JR, just let it fly, baby.
Oh, anyway, so Norman goes,
I want to win. I want him to hurt.
And he threatens Tombstone.
If you don't give this damn book an A, how much you're loving this?
Now, see, here's the thing. I believe that Peter is actually stronger than Norman. I do. Mm-hmm. Because Peter has come close to killing Norman twice pretty effortlessly when he wants to. So he should put Tombstone down even more easily than Norman. Although Peter's not quite driven by the same rage and anger that feeds Norman Osborn.
You think I'm afraid of pain? My world is pain.
And realizing what he's just done, Norman tells Hush to help Tombstone, and he makes a hasty exit. Okay, then the story ends on a much boring note with Ben Reilly once again facing his existential crisis as he keeps continuing to be Peter and is undeservedly reaping whatever the rewards are in Peter's life. To be continued.
You got a Ben Reilly mask over there?
Actually, I did have that Ben Reilly hoodie that Spencer had that George freaked out over, but I don't have it anywhere near me right now.
That's all good.
That was on a podcast years ago, people. I don't know if you remember, because I know Brad certainly doesn't.
What's your name, sir? No. Okay. The mystery man in green who just gave us that review, what would you give that for a grade, sir? Oh, Jesus. Oh, we got the thinker going on, or he's getting ready to take a crap.
Let's see here. I really don't like to dish out A's because, kind of like F's, which I reserve for stories that personally offend me. And A's should be reserved not just for better than average stories, but really good and memorable ones you remember after you've put the book down. But what the heck? I gotta give this one an A.
It's the holiday season.
Hey. Merry Christmas,
JR.
Podcast.
Merry Christmas, JR gave his first A of 2025.
And probably 2024 and 3 and
20. It's a Christmas miracle, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first. We have an A.
Again, Merry Christmas.
I think it's the lack of oxygen. JR has lost it. A on the board out of JR. Let's go around the horn. We've got Sarah. Will you match his A?
No, I give it an A-.
Okay. We have 2 A's. We have 2 A's on the board. Ryan, what do you give it, sir?
I had to do it, but it's a B+. B+.
A B+, okay. Christina, where do you land? Where are you landing on this?
I gave it a B.
Okay. Mike, where do you land, sir?
I am going to be a little bit of a Grinch and also give it a B+ as well. I mean,
okay.
There are things about it. It's not all Norman all the time. I mean, otherwise it would be higher, but there are some little things on there about this, but we'll get into that. Yeah.
I will give it a B. I don't love it as much, mainly because I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid or the lack of oxygen that JR has over there. But yeah. Yes, Tevye, that's a freaking shock. I agree, man.
Yeah.
Let's look at chat for a little bit before we get JR's pros and cons. We got Trayvon gives it an A. The crowd roars for JR. Jeffrey gives it a B. Mr. Comics gives it an A. Tevye gives it a D because it's awful. And plus, I'm done with Norman as Spider-Man. It's so dumb and garbage. Vinkman, what the hell in all caps? JR gave a book an A. JR, they're praising you. They're praising JR, the house of JR.
I think it's just that they're stunned. I think that the eggnog is getting to everybody now.
You have shut JR's drunk. Right. That's what's going on, chat. What an amazing filibuster. This is perfect. My husband is watching wrestling. The dialogue could go for either show. Vinkman says the difference is that Peter holds back when he's fighting, lest he causes real harm, something Norman isn't as concerned with. That's a very good point. JR has given me vertigo, and I love JR's mask. Norman talking as the Goblin in his Spider-Man costume, says Gary. Let's see. Brad, I work with babies who don't get my references too. I feel for you. Yes. May has, it's official, Aunt May has a Paul on her hands. This is Aunt May's Big Rick is Paul, huh? Ooh, I like that. Just because it's my favorite comment of the night, Mr. Comics and the Big Rick comment. That's freaking hysterical. My God, that's funny. Let's see. Mr. Comics also has the same hat that Ryan has, so that's cool. Let's see. JR, would you like for them to bring back the nurse from Revenge of the Goblin for continuity's sake? What the heck?
No, because she was a one-story character that fulfilled her purpose. And Norman's attraction to her was partly because of the vulnerable state he was in coming off, or what happened to him? He went nuts because the Gathering of the Five. So no, that story's been told.
Citro says JR is an amazing storyteller. That he is. Get rid of Paul. He wasn't even in it, and Tevye is still pissed. I mean, Greg goes, deep thoughts from JR. Let's see. Can Norman get rid of Shay? Shay's not even in this book.
There we go.
They're still pissed about Shay.
At this point, Shay, or whoever her last name is probably dating Randy at this point, because that's the last time we ever saw him.
Man.
Sarah's mom says there's no way in hell JR is going to go to anger management classes, and someone needs to call Crawlspace HR. That's me. He's being written up later. Don't worry. JR, you're one bad sneeze away from intensive care. What the
Well, that's what my oxygen tank over here is for.
Oh my God. JR, you rock, and a super chat of $2. So thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
Appreciate that. The gift exchange and Spider Jeopardy, I look forward to every year more than Christmas Day. God, you got to get out, Mr. Comics.
Wow, that's
my
something I didn't think I'd reach tonight.
Well, the poor guy's in South Korea. He needs all the entertainment he can get.
I'll see what I can do.
I mean, how would you feel if you had to stare down Kim Jong, what's his name, every day of your life? You know, the guy's an American hero.
Okay, there we go. We're gonna hide that. All right, JR, what the hell? What's your pros?
This is going to be good.
Those are.
And what medication are you on is the question. There's something new in the pill jar or the pill thing.
Well, actually, right now the pill.
Oh my God, you got it! It's within reach. I'm dead. I am dead. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Got more.
His pills. Oh my. It's freaking Walgreens up in here. I mean,
Wait, now.
He's like Carmen. He's doing the maracas with his.
Well, he's got.
All I have to say, people, is one day you too will be old.
Yeah. I'm crying over here, JR. Jesus.
Remember, folks, this is your future.
Yeah,
I'm scared. What else is within JR's reach? Instantly, the pill bottle.
Oh, don't
the medication. Oh God.
Oh no. Why did you? Oh no.
What?
Nothing more dangerous than a pair of scissors.
Okay.
Don't start running. Okay.
Oh, here they are, right here.
Oh, gee. Don't do it. Talk them off the ledge, folks. Okay. Notice the pill bottle is empty.
Wow. This is why I love your mother, Sarah.
Been a long week, folks. It's been a long week.
The happy pill has been consumed. I need some A's on these grades. Oh, wow. Okay. What are pros besides you're happy?
Well, I mean, all seriousness here, I've kind of had my say, and I had plenty of time to talk about, but obviously, just the internal crisis that Norman is going through, and kind of seeing he's now starting to see Peter's perspective, actually, which is a whole new revelation for him. And it's something that he's having trouble coming to grips with. I tell you, if you would have told me that a couple of years ago that, oh, by the way, JR, guess what? Norman Osborn's going to be Spider-Man. I would have said, oh God, please no. But it's like, I'm really surprised. I mean, Joe Kelly.
Are you liking it better than when Doc Ock was in the suit?
I wouldn't say that. I mean, I would credit Kelly for giving it. I mean, it's one thing, you can say, oh, geez, they're going to the well again. Another one of Spidey's greatest villains becomes Spider-Man. Ooh. But actually, the writers, both Slott and Kelly, have taken entirely different approaches to it.
Yeah, they have.
Whereas Otto was using Spider-Man's powers to, feed his own ego and sense of self-gratification. It's actually causing Norman a certain amount of angst and dare I say it, compassion that he's never felt before. And big thing too. I love seeing Norman kick Tombstone's ass effortlessly. I mean, and that's exactly how Peter should do it, effortlessly. So that was, and besides, Tombstone still has a beatdown from Spider-Man, the real Spider-Man coming. There's no way that Spider-Man should let him get away with that savage beating that he endured in the Zeb Wells era. So anyway, but that's it. I've said enough.
All right. Let's go around the horn for other pros. What else did you guys like? Let's start with Sarah to my right.
All right. There's a panel where one of the scientists, the coworkers of Peter's, is like, "You'll be Peter Parker. The name Peter Parker will be remembered for changing the world." And then the look on Ben's face, it's just total disdain, like, for the fact that Peter will be remembered for this and not him. And I think, one of my pros, because Ben wants to be Peter, wants to take over his life as Spider-Man, and I just thought that just hit home. It's towards the beginning of the book, if you're looking for it.
It's at the beginning. I thought it because he saw the name Peter Parker. Yes, I do remember that. But that's similar. It's kind of bookending it where he's confronted with Peter Parker's name. Yeah. Yeah, that's a pro. I agree. It's humanizing. There it is. It's right there. Yep. I agree. That's good. That's good. Anything else, Sarah?
I agree with JR. I really liked when Norman had to choose between what's her name? I should remember her name, but I don't. The lady he was talking to on the bridge.
Oh, whose initials are Mom, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
They really are.
Yeah. Mom.
I never remember her name ever. But I like that he had to choose between her and the whatever crime was going on. It really gives him perspective on what Peter has to deal with all the time.
Right. All right. Anything else that you really liked?
I like the art, particularly the panel with the construction scene.
Oh, that the homage to Amazing Fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. I thought John Romita's art looked really good this issue.
Yes.
What do you guys think?
I think so.
Especially, I thought the coloring. I sound like Neil, but I thought the coloring looked good. Like the scene in the park, the colors were popping on that. Anyway, I like the art on this too. Ryan, what did you like?
One thing I really liked was May talking with Big Rick and Jonah there, and basically saying, you guys can say what you want, but I'm a mother, and I'm like, finally, she just tells it out. I mean, we got to the point where Ricardo was going the last couple of issues. Well, I don't know about your nephew. He seems like some big loser, which I've inside my reviews like, oh god, another one. Meanwhile, Jonah, who knows Peter is Spider-Man, is like, well, we gotta go thing. And then finally, May just says, both of you shut up. You always think this, you think you protect me. Peter thinks he's protecting me out of guilt. I am saying this as a person, what I want to do and stuff, and I'm saying this as a mother. I'm like, thank you. And I actually said, Joe Kelly, thank you for finally having her say that, which of course, like I said, I'll go in the cons a little later about too. Also, I really did like Plague Prescription or Plague Retrograde, whatever you want to use the arc to. I thought it was a very interesting powers, despite the fact he looks like Hush meets Darkman, but he was a really interesting power. Yeah. And I was with JR too. I'm pretty sure I said I effing love this too. And he broke Tombstone's arm and then basically beat him and then threw him, and also basically taking Plague Prescription, saying, I am pain. I was like, and even Plague was like, what? This has never happened before. So it was. I really liked those parts, and like I said, Sarah hit the little parts here, especially with about Peter Parker. You'll be remembered for this, and Ben's like, but I'm not Peter. And I thought that was a nice little beat. And I agree, the colors are really well. So I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Do we have an origin of this new villain? Like, I don't get who this guy is under the mask. I don't. Why is he here?
He's a new character, I think, and he's supposed to be like the equivalent of a mob doctor, except his power, of course, is like the way he heals he heals these other supervillains is by absorbing all the physical trauma they have, and then throwing it back at the others.
And that's why he's bandaged.
Yeah.
So he's kind of like Rogue. So he can take their powers and
something like
similar to Rogue. Kind of like Rogue. Okay. All right, Christina, what'd you like about it?
I do think this story going on with Norman, especially Norman and the Ben Reilly stuff, it is way more interesting than like the piece of crap coming up. Mm-hmm. And
absolutely.
Yeah. And I'm digging it a whole lot better than what's coming up. And then this has been said already, I do like that we see Norman realizing what Peter's had to go through Spider-Man, having to choose between saving other people and helping someone else. And then I'm wondering, with Norman going through all this stuff as Spider-Man, if eventually the Goblin's going to come back out.
Oh, absolutely. By issue 1,000. What do you think?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
It's got to be issue 1,000. He's going to come out. Oh, Mr. Comics has the origin of the villain. He was bitten by a radioactive. Mr. Comics is doing 5 minutes of comedy every 5 minutes. I mean, he's performing at Yuck Yucks over in South Korea tonight. I mean, he's on fire tonight. I love the comments out of Mr. Comics. That's fun. All right, Mike, what'd you like about it? I think you and I were at a B on this.
Yeah, one of the things I really like, really like about this issue is how it's having both Ben Reilly and Norman Osborn saying but not saying what they really feel, and you get the sense of that because especially like it buried between their narration and their word balloons and also their facial expressions. You can really kind of tell that Ben Reilly, because remember prior to this he was like all about, I want to take over Peter Parker's life, and now that he's got it, he's like, shocker of shocks, I don't want it anymore. Because not only does he finally realize that, I'm pretending to be somebody that I'm not, the person I'm getting, doing favors for is getting all the credit for it. And I like that he's kind of making that realization. Same with Norman Norman's kind of like, you kind of see buried in the narration how he's saying that, he's trying to do this to preserve Spider-Man's legacy. No, he's doing this because he needs an outlet for his anger and rage. And since he doesn't have the Green Goblin to fall back on anymore, he's using Spider-Man to do it. And so the whole thing, this question that's being asked about this whole thing is like, what would Peter do? So you have these characters trying to pretend to think what Peter would do. Only the thing is, Peter wouldn't do any of what they're doing. Because again, it's like the whole thing they're trying, these two, both Ben Reilly and Norman are trying to be Peter, are trying to pretend to be somebody they're not, thinking that this is how Peter would act, when in fact, no, what you're doing is you're just acting out your own kind of, traumas. You're trying to live vicariously through somebody else. And so I really kind of like that aspect, that they kind of try tying these two characters together, here, and how they're both kind of going through something similar in a sense. So I think it's Joe Kelly used with his writing and also kind of relying on John Romita Jr.'s art to kind of help tell that subtext, I think was really good. So
before we go to JR with his cons, which it sounds like he doesn't have many, Marvel is watching the broadcast and they just sent me an image that there's going to be printed in the back of the second printing of this issue. And it's right here. Norman is asking if JR is drunk. So I just Norman's watching the broadcast. Marvel is watching the broadcast. They are concerned about the health of our friend. So it's either medication or alcohol. So just want you to know that, Marvel, he's okay. He's going to be okay.
Yeah, as you can see, I have taken all my pills.
Yeah, but the liquor cabinet's empty. Yeah. Okay.
Medication.
My God. Okay, JR, are there any cons? Are you just all happy?
Well, actually, I want to go back to what people have said about Aunt May basically telling Jonah and Big Rick to buzz off.
God bless, that Big Rick is sticking, I tell you.
It reminds me of actually something in my old life. But it kind of did my relationship with my brother, and I was talking to my mother, and basically I was, asking why she was letting my brother get away with certain things or whatever, and she basically told me in her own way that it was none of my business, and that's what this really reminded me of. But because a mother will do that, but as far as the cons, to be honest, here's the big con I'm seeing, and as I'm listening to everybody else, is that Peter Parker is now the third least interesting character in his own book.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Absolutely. That's what I agree with.
Yeah.
Now, whether that is, but part of that, I think, is that tormented characters are fun to write, and Norman is a deeply troubled and tormented character, and I've never really warmed up to this. I really think Ben should have stayed a sack of flour as he was at the end of Spider-Man 75. But it's just when Peter's story. When everybody says, "Oh well, the next issue."
Exactly. That's our hero. Our hero's in the next issue.
Right.
We should be wanting him to come back, and it's like, well, yeah, he can hang out in space a little while. Let's see what happens here with these guys.
The book's better when he's not in it.
Right.
With Norman.
That is.
Which kind of like, to me, that's more of less of criticism of Joe Kelly's writing abilities, and more, I think, it's a criticism of Marvel editorial and what they've turned Spider-Man into over the past couple of years, because they've gotten to this point where they kind of see the way they've kind of portrayed Spider-Man is that, oh yeah, you're always the perpetual, like, immature screw up, and at some point that becomes less and less appealing after a while. And
absolutely,
yeah,
you can't relate.
Because exactly, and so it's like
the average Joe gets a win every now and then,
Exactly, and that's what the whole point is. So Peter Parker is supposed to be the everyman. Granted, yes, he has superpowers. Yes, he's a genius, but he's supposed to be like the readers themselves. He's not supposed to be this guy who's like, I constantly fail all the time, but I'm just a nice. It's like, no, you're kind of supposed to be like, you're supposed to be going through the same things people actually go through on a daily basis, besides all the superhero stuff. And they've taken that element out. And so, yes, when you have these guys, when you have this sort of, when you have Norman being Spider-Man and you have Ben Reilly being Peter, and you're kind of deconstructing a little bit of it, like, okay, who Spider-Man isn't, then you're like, well, yeah, that's great. Well, but yeah, why do we get the real why don't we get the real Peter in here at like how he should be acting at some point? And I think in some ways too, it's just like, I do find it interesting here too. Like, since I know we've mentioned before of how, you can, JR, you mentioned how you can do comparisons between Superior Spider-Man and everything. I almost kind of think that this is almost now that Dan Slott no longer like writes for Marvel anymore. I almost kind of got the feeling that in some way this is maybe Kelly taking kind of a jab at the idea, like how the premise of Superior Spider-Man is kind of ridiculous, because people should be reacting like, hey, there's something wrong with Peter. Oh, this is totally not Spider-Man, unlike what we got in that whole Superior storyline. So it's just, but anyway.
Sarah Cons?
Nothing that hasn't already been said.
Ryan, how about you, man?
I'm kind of agreeing with that. I mean, Mike hit that too, but that was my biggest con was, why am I enjoying a Spider book more when Peter Parker is actually not in the book? And
absolutely,
I've been finding it more interesting. Like I said, the same thing about Plague Prescription. Yeah, the design was lazy, but it was an interesting run. The fact that, like I said, I said this in my review too, I feel like I'm doing the Superior Norman Osborn, except the bad guys are like, hey, you ain't Spider-Man, and we know you're not Spider-Man, and we're not quite sure how to feel it, so let's kick your butt and do whatever. And here he's basically like saying, well, screw you too. And it's interesting. Same thing with Ben Reilly. It makes Peter's job at Rand Corp actually work. So now it's like, yeah, he's doing all this. Where like I was like, why can't Peter have that? I mean, here he's still getting a little winning. Like, and I even said this too. It's like, doesn't matter, you know, Peter gets a success. I'm sorry, that's one thing about in the corporate world, especially in science. You get a win, you get some grant money, you're on top of the world for 3 months. 5 months, like, who's Peter? Oh, whoops, I overcharged my credit card. I gotta go pay that off, and because all of a sudden I had a bunch of money and I didn't know what to do with it. That's still everyman stuff. You get a win, and then you feel like what a small part of your voice says, well, don't get too over it. Well, let me take a chance. I'm getting that with Ben Reilly. I'm getting that with Norman Osborn, and hell, I'm getting that with Tombstone. Why can't I have Peter doing that? And the main thing, and I'll carry that over with my pros for next issue. So, but yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Why can't I have that with the main character?
Just nitpicks here and there, like this random chick that's working on stuff with Ben and his friend from middle school or whatever his name is. And wherever she came from, it looks like she's flirting with I
thought that too, yeah.
She definitely is. So you know that when Peter comes back and finds like, oh, what's going on at the Rand Corporation, and all of a sudden find out that, oh, hey, oh, why is this woman hitting me? Oh, why is Shay dating Randy now? Oh, well, it's like, oh, I guess I'll go with her now or something. So
that's one of my cons, Christina, is I mean, you can't remember the name of that chick. I can't remember. Well, now I'll never forget Big Rick, but I can't remember Mountain Dew chick's name. I can't remember his friend from 60 years ago. I can't remember. There's like a character dump going on. Like there's a toy box that just got dumped on our desk, and we're supposed to figure out the names of all these action figures or these characters. I mean, there's not been, hey, this is their name, this is their story. No, Aunt May just shacks up with Big Rick, and I mean, we've seen him a couple times. I can't remember who the hell these people are. It's confusing.
It's not memorable.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely not memorable at all. All right, are we ready for the next one? Christina, do you have props, and are you going to pass out? And how do you follow JR's review? I mean, my God, girl.
I'm going to make this as simple as possible to understand, like I had to do the last time. So
yeah, all right. Spider-Man and the Galaxy.
yeah, his own
981
band of misfits or some crap like that. Yeah. The only good thing coming out of this is Pepe Larraz is back for art. So that helps a little bit.
Oh, Raylit the Wretched, not Mountain Dew chick. Okay,
I'm calling her Mountain Dew chick because it's easier to remember.
Absolutely.
We open on somewhere unknown. I don't know why it doesn't have a name on the planet, but whatever. We open to Rocket throwing a temper tantrum because they crashed and he thinks it was sabotage. Xantos is over there saying he wouldn't do it. Box head guy saying
see, we don't remember Box. Who the hell are these people? Who are these action figures?
And then Rocket wanted Glitch to talk to something on the ship, and he doesn't want to because it's being rude or something like that. So and then Rocket wants to know why he's stuck with a bunch of idiots, and then they want to know where Peter and the Mountain Dew chick are, and it's like the cadoodling, and then the box head guy.
Jeez.
Pasta,
if anybody's tuning in, the box head dude messing around with the Mountain Dew chick. I mean, these sentences have never been uttered on the internet.
Their names are mentioned later, but we cut to Peter and I'll try her name, Rayla, talking about
it's Mountain Dew chick.
Mountain Dew chick and their little makeout section.
Well, let's just say he did the do. He did the do.
Lay that up right there.
Wow.
Oh my, their little
he had a Baja Blast, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, and then he's over here explaining how the forest that they're in smells like strawberry starburst, and she's like, well, what's that? And then he's like, candy, and then she's like, what's candy? And then they're talking about them making out, and she's explaining to Peter how her people are supposed to basically they shouldn't have emotions, and he being with him lets her be herself or whatever and stuff. So
who is Candy? Like, she's my neighbor that used to sunbathe in the nude up on Miss Muggin's apartment. That's who Candy is.
So it's like they're good. They're friends, they're good. And then we're cut to an astral projection of Nikodamu. Who is the voice? It's the voice that Peter was hearing when he was fighting Hellgate, basically.
Yeah.
And then we cut to Rocket trying to fix the ship or whatever. And then it turns out that Mountain Dew Chick is from the same planet that Hellgate is from. And
the planet PepsiCo.
Oh my god, this is killing
with
me.
The surrounding moon of Frito-Lay.
Yeah. Well, the planet's actually Kylo, but
what? Kylo, whatever.
Yeah. Kylo Ren? No, just kidding.
Kylo Ren.
That's what I was gonna say. No, but
the galaxy of Dorito.
Yeah, and then
hungry, Brad.
God bless.
Inside of Mountain Dew Chick's head, and so she's come onto the ground, and then Glitch is like telepathically connected to Peter through their bond that they have or whatever, and talking about a telepathic info dump through Nikodamu, and he's like, I don't want it, no. And he's like, it's a complete sentence, okay? And so then I think Nikodamu sends like this monster thing after Peter, and so Peter's trying to whoop it. And he's communicating with Glitch, because Glitch is basically sensing his emotions and all that's going on. And then Mountain Dew Chick wants to know if Peter's seen Hellgate and if that's the reason he hasn't returned to Earth. And he said, yeah, it is. So all these monsters or stuff gang up on him. And then we cut back to our favorite gaggle of Peep Misfits. Rocky Reel telling everybody that the ship's sabotaged. He's trying to see who done it. And then Box Head basically says it was him. So it's like, and Rocket's telling everybody that he hates them.
Well, so we are Rocket in this story. We hate everybody in this group. God, I hate them all.
Yeah, then Glitch is over there telling Peter that he needs to calm down. He's like, I am calm. He's like, I'm super chill. And then we're getting these flashbacks of Peter in this one incident where and somebody might have to give me a hand on this because I don't remember the story about this candy store owner that was doing stuff to kids.
Yeah.
What
are they real quick? Are they referencing the Power Pack child abuse story? Is that what they're referencing?
No. Thankfully, they're not.
What are they referencing? Where was this?
This is a completely new, as yet unrevealed, new backstory that Peter had when he was a kid, involving how he did not alert the authorities about this creepy candy man that was targeting kids. So,
who can make the sun shine?
And so, Uncle Ben had asked him if he didn't know and it didn't tell the truth or whatever, or know anything. He's saying that nothing happened to him, but he lied about if he heard rumors about it or whatever. So he's over there talking about how he doesn't want to live with the shame of stuff ever again, which I'll get to that. And not living within stuff, and standing up, and he didn't do it. And then Mountain Dew Chick gains some powers, and she's ready to kick some butt. And then we cut
blast.
Then we cut to our favorite gaggle of misfits again with an open fire Boxface just told them he wanted to strand them just so they could be a little family or whatever. And he's like, so are we gonna stay? Rocket's like, hell no, stupid. And then
so stupid.
and then Xantos
Rocket sums it up with this issue, by the way.
Yeah, finally.
That sums up this issue right there. Right there.
Yeah, and then Mountain Dew chick comes back with Peter all beaten up and shit, and then Rocket wanted to know what happened to them. Mountain Dew chick asked them if they fixed the ship. He's like, yeah, we're waiting for you idiots to show up. And then Peter's like, yeah, good. It's time for me to go home. It's like, finally. And that's where we end.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And then let's see. We got Matt's comment from right here. Spider-Man's #1 fan and also Big Rick's, evidently. So, hey, what, Mr. Comics, what number is, this is letter 15. Oh, you just answered my question. Hey, I got an assignment for you. Somehow put Big Rick in your next letter. I want you to say the words Big Rick. I love Aunt May and Big Rick in your next letter. I double dog dare you to do that. So do that, Mr. Comics. All right, Christina, what the hell? What's your grade on this thing?
The only reason I'm giving this a D+ is because it finally seems like it's moving somewhere and we're getting somewhere at long freaking last. That way we can have Peter home finally.
Okay, we have a D+ on the board. We have Mike with what's your grade?
I'm gonna go ahead and give it a D+ also. I mean, I was gonna get a little bit more generous, give it a C, but D+ is probably.
I think that D+, right. It's the art. It's the art saving it.
The
art is beautiful.
Right. The art is definitely saving this book.
Art is great. Ryan, what's your grade on this one? We
have 2 D out of me, and I'll tell you why later. Yes, I will tell you why later.
Okay.
God dang, okay. Sarah.
D+.
D+. JR.
Well, like Mike, I was going to be a little more generous at first, but kind of after hearing all of you talk, I think I'll be one of the gang and give it a D.
I will also give it a D. I absolutely hate this story. Love the art, though. Christina, what's your pros, if there are any?
The fact that, well, for one thing, the art, which I mentioned earlier, that was the big saving grace of this issue, with the fighting style that Larraz does. And then finally, we're getting somewhere with this story with Hellgate, Peter trying to get back to Earth finally. So we're making just a smidge progress, but so we're getting there. So
what do we got? Ryan, I'm curious, why the B?
Okay, the reason why the B, and the biggest part is when we're finally fit with Nikiko, and the fact that Peter stands up for Gilith, and Eamon tells it, you will not call her an it. You will not do this. You will think. And then later on, when he's talking with Glitch, and Eamon talking about why he felt shame and what he felt too, I'm like, see, that's the Peter we need. And for some reason, this is a Peter Parker that we have to take off Earth to get that Peter Parker. When he's on Earth, he doesn't act like that. And like I said, the artwork, everybody's agreeing with me. And believe it or not, Mr. Comics is also agreeing with me. But see, that part, and even the way he was even set up when he's like, no. And she's like, excuse me, no. What, you're telling me the Miss Cosmic being that is responsible for Hellgate kicking you into space? No. Yeah, no. And you're going to apologize. And it's like, they're like taken back. Like, well, no one's told me no. And I'm like, and then he explains why. And he goes into it. And even after he's fighting the different areas and even trying to protect her, I'm like, that's the Peter Parker we've been wanting. That's the Peter Parker we know. And unfortunately, you have to throw us off into space to give us that Peter Parker. And I did like some of the pieces of finally actually feeling him, though I feel like Joe Kelly jumped to Jeff Johns and ripped a lot of the inference, like, oh, the evil Avarians is the reason why Hellgate was sent. He was supposed to save you and do this. I'm like, well, that's a Green Lantern storyline. Okay, we got that. And I also, of course, like Rocket, because Rocket's my buddy, and he actually felt like how I felt about the rest of this issue. So henceforth, that's why I got a B, and then Yen and Pepe's are raw. But that's why I gave it a B. I said, this is the Peter we need. Why can't we have this? Because it shows that you're capable of it.
I read this a couple days ago, and I do agree. When I read it, I did agree that I liked him inspiring others to stand up for themselves. That is a good theme. I just don't like the setting. I just don't like the setting and the characters that are just action figures dumped Mountain Dew people, and I do. That theme is a pro. I 100% agree with you on that. Sarah, pros?
I am very excited that Peter wants to go back home. I can't wait for that. Right. I'm done with Peter in space. And I remember when, I don't know how many episodes ago, but we were discussing that this was going to be a thing with him in space and whoever,
Oh yeah, I thought it was going to be much longer than what we're getting. And I think
I remember being excited about it. And after reading it, I'm just like, we need to go back.
Well, how many issues has he been in space? It feels like 15 years.
No, it's going to be 6 issues. I think I kind of wonder if maybe Kelly was planning on having the Norman as Spider-Man and Peter Lost in Space going for a little longer. But then of course we're getting the crossover that is Death Spiral between Amazing Spider-Man and Venom that's coming up. So maybe they had to cut it. Maybe had to cut it short. Is what I'm kind of thinking. Yeah.
Good. I'd rather have a Venom and Carnage crossover than Spider-Man in space. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah.
Seriously.
All right.
Seriously. Who have I not gotten? Mike, I didn't get Mike's pros.
No, my pro is very similar to Ryan's. I think I do appreciate the fact that Spider-Man is trying to inspire Rylith. See, I do actually know her name. So that is actually inspire her to be better. Now, granted, the story he tells her to inspire her to be better, that's a whole other topic. But I do appreciate the fact that he is trying, that we do see Peter is trying to stand up for somebody else, like a friend in need kind of thing. Now, so in that context, yes, I do appreciate that he is this is kind of like, this is the Spider-Man we should be seeing more. So I also did I did appreciate the effort here that Kelly was trying to at least tie the Hellgate story into something with the Rylith character. At least you're connecting, you're doing some connective issue. That Hellgate guy wasn't completely pointless. Okay, yay, good for you. So I think those are, and of course the Pepe Larraza art though. But yeah, there's definitely there are some gripes I've got with this, which we will probably get into. So, yeah.
A con that's not been mentioned that I have is the books don't flow together.
Nope.
The previous issue is a totally different meal. This is an Italian dinner. This is a Chinese. This is Chinese spaghetti. I guess that's a bad analogy, but anyway, they don't flow. They're very choppy. One issue does not lead into the other. This is more like a Spider-Man miniseries in space.
Well, here's I was thinking about this the other day, Brad, and you may appreciate this analogy. Okay. We've gotten something like this where we have the hero who gets catapulted into a different part of space and has to team up with a motley crew of characters and everything and forms friendships along the way. It was called Planet Hulk, right? The difference, however, is that in Planet Hulk, you actually had some memorable characters in there, like Meek and Korg and of course the other woman whose name, oh gosh, I just looked up her name too. They became like sort of like Fireforge characters and everything that along the way that Hulk, and of course Hulk actually had a family. That's why it was so tragic when Scar blew up or so forth. Here. And this is going into my cons. Have we really connected with any of these people? No,
because they've been dumped upon us.
Right, Rocket's the only one to really have any kind of knowledge about. The rest of this feels like this comes across like a Guardians of the Galaxy, retread or wannabe Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah,
like a second-rate version of it, and with just so this whole thing with Blockhead guy saying, "Oh, I sabotaged the ship because I wanted us to be a family." It's like, yeah, great. You didn't even, nothing of that felt earned. Like this was like, because we never got that familial relationship with any of these key things at all. And so it's just, that's why I kind of think that maybe Kelly wanted to try to have this be longer, but then since he's reduced the amount of time, it's like we don't have this scene here with them on the planet or stuff like this. This would have been fitting if we may have had been long. I don't. I'm going to see it sound weird. If we spent a little bit longer with these characters, and actually got to know who they are, but never did.
If we humanized these characters, I mean, we humanized the Mountain Dew chick a little bit because she's been suppressed, and now Spider-Man released her. I can relate. That's a memorable story. I can understand her. I can't remember her damn name, but I can understand her from going forward. But you know what I was thinking about, and this is the last ASM show we're going to do for 2025, and I'm thinking about what we've had Spider-Man do in 2025. We've had him die 8 times, and we had a mystical version. We had a Doctor Strange Spider-Man stories, essentially. This one is a Guardians of the Galaxy type Spider-Man stories. I want a street level Spider-Man story.
Yes.
I don't like these two settings where Spider-Man is at for the past year. I haven't liked either one of them. You know what? I like.
They gave you Gang War. I liked like that. That was street level.
No, I was just gonna say I liked Gang War more than this stuff. And I can understand Spider-Man fighting criminals, New York City crime. I can't relate to Mountain Dew chick. I can't relate to being punched so far into the galaxy on another planet. I can't relate to that. I can't relate dying 8 times and being reborn, etc. I can't relate to that. Spider-Man is not Superman. He's not a Guardians of the Galaxy, etc. What, Christina?
Just really quick, something that I didn't bring up that happened. Nicodemus after Spider-Man because apparently he's part of this prophecy thing that he's supposed to team up with Hellgate to help their planet or something. So we have that to contend with. So I don't know if that's magic or whatever. So
it's off. I know what it is. It's crap is what it is. I don't like any of it. Like Spider-Man is supposed to save the average New York citizen. He's not supposed to save a freaking planet. I mean, that's the Silver Surfer's job. That's the Fantastic Four's job. You know, the Avengers. What, Sarah? Were you gonna say something?
I was just gonna say that's how I feel about this book. Like, although you know what Ryan brought up about Peter standing up for the people that need standing up for. I mean, other than that, it just seems like Peter's so far removed from the hero we know and love, and I just can't get into these stories. And these space issues feel like a B book filled with characters that are so forgettable, like we can't even remember their names. So,
yes, All right, last but not least, JR, cons. I mean, you gave this a D. You went from A to D on this show.
Well, I think some of that is pretty self-explanatory. But I don't know. I mean, we're running out of time, and I don't want to belabor a lot of things, and everybody's made some pretty good points about it. I just felt that I really didn't understand what was going on in the story. I mean, everybody compliments the art, which I'm not going to complain about the art, but it's like, I didn't know what the heck was going on. It's kind of like when, who's the Humberto Ramos, when Humberto Ramos does symbiotes and does, fights and stuff. And it's like, you can't tell what's going on. But, I mean, we the first page we get into, the ship has already crashed. I mean, so like we're in the middle of a story already. It's like, well, what happened? Why did the ship crash or whatever? Then we find out it's an offhanded that Blockhead caused it, and then is he going to face any consequences for his actions? Probably not. We're probably not going to revisit it again. We have a character coming in speaking a whole lot of gibberish, often happens.
Who's that character?
It's I think Mike's got a point. Probably Kelly may have been intended to have a longer story, and he's being forced to cut it short. But part of me almost wonders if, sometimes when you make a pitch and the idea sounds good, and then when you go to try to execute it, it doesn't quite work like you'd hope to do. Like, for example, take Civil War, for example, forgetting what all the baggage that came with. Someone presents does a pitch of, okay, superheroes have to the government wants them to register. You think, great story. But then when you start to plot it out and realize what it means and where it takes characters and what it's like, oh, this isn't working out at all. And I almost wonder if it's like, these two stories were pitched. Norman Spider-Man on Earth, Peter's out playing Guardians of the Galaxy. And it's like, well, the Norman story is just more interesting to write. So we put more of our effort and resources and stuff into is like, here's my other assignment. Okay, there we go. Oh, now I'm going to go back to the Norman story, the story I'm interested in. That's kind of almost sounds like what's happening here, two pitches and two ideas. And it's like, one is just more interesting to the writer than it is the other one.
Why not one good idea and incorporate Peter having to deal with Norman being Spider-Man? That's the better idea.
Well, part of the problem, and again, this isn't, it's Marvel's fault, because every time a writer tries to get something started, whenever a writer has an idea and a plan and wants to plot out, there's got to be some stupid ass crossover every year, and whatever the writers got planned has to come to a complete and grinding halt because we have to have this stupid ass crossover, and it happens every single year. So I can't even blame Joe Kelly or the writing or whatever. I think it's just Marvel editorial. I don't know why anyone would want to write for Marvel these days. I really don't. I mean, you can't tell a story, the stories you want to tell.
Another problem is we have to continuously feed the beast. This book has to be released twice a month. And if you're the writer, how can I put out 24 issues in a year? Okay, I'll do half Spider-Man, I'll do half Norman. I can see that from the writer's perspective, or maybe even the editor. How are we going to feed the beast? How are we going to keep putting coal in the furnace, etc.? But to the reading experience, it's very jarring. This was your first book of Spider-Man, how confused would you be if you went back and read the previous one? Like, what? This isn't selling it for me. If I'm a new reader. So, all right. Let's see. Chat. JR, did you have any other cons, by the way?
Nah, I'm done.
Okay. Jeff gives it a C-. Trevion gives it a B+. Neo gives an A+. Really? Are we reading the same book, guys? Let's see. Yeah, this issue doesn't make sense. Mr. Comics gave this one a B. C- again. I think we had that. I give it a D because I don't care about Peter Parker in space. It's just boring and not interesting. I'm done with this new love interest. She's so boring, like Shay. Gary asked,
yeah.
Oh, JR, do you feel editorial purposely wants us to not like Peter as Spider-Man the way they seem to keep butchering his character over the years? I don't think intentionally, honestly.
To be honest, Gary, that the answer to that question is worth a lot more time than we have here. But I don't even know what their motivations are. I think it's kind of like what Brad said, feeding the beast. I think they're just on a treadmill, and they're not even thinking about where they're going. It's just what's happening in the comics industry, like what's going to happen to DC, whenever somebody buys Warner Brothers. I mean, I almost feel like everybody who's working in comics thinks it's going to end in a couple of years, and they're just keeping it rolling until it does. And
they've been saying that for years, since the 70s. Yeah. So, let's see. Spider-Man and the Planet of Misfit Toys special Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what that was.
And part of me wonders, is this a setup for another series with all these other characters continuing absent Peter? I mean,
it does sound like a Guardians of the Galaxy pitch, honestly.
Yes.
Yeah, it really does. Like if you like
Rocket,
this is like
Groot, and Symbi coming soon to a comic shop.
Yeah, because everybody loves Symbi.
Yeah, who hasn't done anything? It's just like there.
He's just
like,
a symbiote.
He talks.
Yeah, no, it's just like there.
Dime a dozen on them things. Okay, let's do final thoughts before we go to Patreon. Christina, final thoughts. Sorry you got the inferior book.
It's fine. I had it last time too, with him being in space. So it's like I had to do it again. I am curious about how the stuff with Norman and Ben's gonna play out. I just want the Peter in space to be over with.
Yeah, amen, sister. Mike, final thoughts, sir.
Well, it's been an interesting year, I guess, for Spider-Man stuff. So, I mean, at this point, I mean, it's granted, it's weird also that how next year we're going to get into like the issue, like the thousands issue, and that's basically
is that next year? Is next
Yeah.
year 1,000?
Yes.
I think it
Okay.
is. Yeah,
right.
the 1000th issue is coming up next year, coming in 2026, and so I'm kind of curious as to what he's actually going to be playing for that, because I thought it was going to be all this Spider-Man space stuff and this thing, but nope, apparently not. So that's got me curious what is actually Joe Kelly's plan goal here. So thankfully we're out of we're going to be ending the Lost in Space stuff soon, but we will see. So.
All right. So since we have Mike on the line, I'm going to do some fast, real quick. You are my Nostradamus of the crawl space.
Okay.
I want to. Okay, you ready? How much does issue 1,000 cost?
Oh, I would say I think it's going to be. Let's see. Like last couple of times, it's been about 10. So adjusting for inflation, I think it's going to be like I wouldn't be surprised if it could be 12.
$12 comic. Will Joe Kelly last past issue 1,000?
Ooh, I
don't think so.
Might, depending on what it's good. But yeah, I don't think so either. I just don't see it really. I mean, that might be his hurrah there. So I mean, then the question is, who would be the next guy to take over?
Brian Michael Bendis?
Because at this. Oh, bring him back? Oh, if they well
he's never written Amazing Spider-Man.
He hasn't, but if Marvel really kind of wants to help to kind of like boost, like give a nice little boost or something, I could see them trying to do that, try to get Peel. Hey, Bendis, get away from DC, come back to us, please. We need some cash coming into our way here pretty quickly.
Does Spider-Man relaunch with a new #1 instead of 1001?
Oh, they probably will. I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. They probably will. They'll do that, especially if we think also that if the Amazing Spider-Man 1000 is like a rematch between Spider-Man and the Green Goblin, like the Norman returns back to the Green Goblin.
I was just going to say, what's in issue 1000? What's special?
Okay, well, there's going to be a bunch of backup issues in this thing, obviously.
Oh, absolutely.
That's why they're probably going to be. It's going to be like 12 because they want to pad this thing out for all it's worth. Because remember, they've had Action Comics 1000, they've had Detective Comics 1000, and those were pretty thick, huge issues.
It was almost like a trade.
Yeah, so they'll do the same. They'll imagine that. I wouldn't be surprised if they did the same thing with Amazing Spider-Man 1000 to just like kind of like make it like almost like a trade size kind of comic to try to put. So, but I definitely think Spider-Man and Green Goblin going to be the return of the Green Goblin. Essentially, is going to be that's Norman's clear. That's what's Norman Osborn's arc is going to be, and I think that's going to be the big finale there or something like that. So for that,
issue 1000 involved Mary Jane and Peter, not married, but getting back together possibly.
Oh, it depends on what is going to happen in Death Spiral because I think with in that crossover, I'm kind of half expecting Paul will kick the bucket, hooray, in that. But there's also been
Big Rick with him.
But there's also been some hints, and this might be some all new Venom kind of spoiler things. Maybe it's just me, but I think if others have noticed it, that they are really kind of trying to ship tease Mary Jane and Flash Thompson in that series. So
the fans did not demand it.
Yeah, I don't know if that's what they're trying. If that's what. So I don't think. I mean, I don't see them putting them back, MJ, and because again, I could see more of a Black Cat being in this book in the Amazing Spider-Man 1000 than MJ in this, honestly, because again, it's Joe Kelly writing it, and he clearly favors Black Cat as over MJ. I mean, not that he doesn't like writing Mary Jane, but he definitely thinks Black Cat is more interesting as a female character for Spider-Man than he does MJ. So just but there's that.
All right, we will come back and see if Mike's predictions in December 2025 come true in 2026. We'll put the little video up when all this 1,000 comes up. So
and then we can see how wrong I am. Yeah.
Make sure you're on the
right,
1,000 issue 1,000 show so we can find out if how much. By the way,
Mike
go buy it.
Let me ask Mike to predict how many variant covers are there going to be for issue 1,000.
Oh, are you
1,000.
kidding?
Oh my god.
Oh, there's probably going to be
1,000.
there's probably going to be like they're going to put so many out there. They're probably going to be like 25, 50 of them or something if they really want to milk this for all this worth. Because there's going to be like tons of different different things, like especially like homage covers throughout the ages of Amazing Spider-Man.
AF-15. I mean,
oh yeah, they'll do like they'll definitely do like part of the backup thing will be like, hey, here's all the covers over the entire course of Amazing Spider-Man's history, like that, like multiple page spread, like they'll do that as one of the backups. I'm sure they'll also do something like some different some different story, everything.
Mr. Comics is going to buy them all. They're $12 a pop, my man, or $10 a pop.
We don't. Yeah. Again, it depends on how thick they want to have this. It's going to be how thick they want to have.
Thicker than a Snicker. Yeah. I mean, come on.
Yeah. There's probably going to be because again, think about this way. I think in Detectives Comics 1000, there was like 8 different stories. Same with I think it was Action Comics 1000. I think there was that number when they did. Remember they did like Amazing Fantasy 1000 one time with all those different. Yeah.
No, I remember that.
So basically think of that for Amazing Spider-Man 1000, so okay, you're going to have the main story and then you're going to have like a bunch of other like shorter stories that are going to be like maybe 6 pages worth or each. And I said eventually, you're good point.
Eventually. Yeah.
But yeah, so you're going to, I imagine you're going to see something about the same thickness and page length as Amazing Fantasy 1000 out of
maybe Marvel will sell blind bags. That's the new thing. Blind bag comics of Amazing 1000.
Yeah.
All right, Ryan, final thoughts.
My big thing is I am looking for Peter back on Earth and everything with that just gone. And I'm looking forward to actually what's going to happen with Ben Reilly over at Randcorp. Really, that's got me interested as well. So that's my final thoughts going into 2026 in Spider-Man.
Sarah, final thoughts.
I agree with Ryan. I'm hoping that there's some sort of reset when Peter comes back to Earth and we get back to the Spider-Man we know and love.
Absolutely. Before I go to JR, your fan clubs are going off in the chat, so let's get these up here. Let's get Spider History every month in 2026. I hope to do that too. I don't think we did any Spider Histories this year. Did we? I mean, life happens is what happens.
Gary, it's been a tough year. It's been a tough year.
Yeah. So,
but I do hope to bring it back, and I do hope to bring it back in 2026. Yeah. Yes,
Sarah,
because after all, it's going to be the 20th anniversary of the podcast, right? Of the show next year. Will be the
2026 is the 20th anniversary of the podcast. You believe that? That's absolutely correct. Insane. Wow. So, yes, we will have to have a celebration in August for 20 years of the podcast. Mr. Comics is doing his best. Mike McNulty, Nostradamus. I think JR is going to stick around after 1000. What's he going to do otherwise? Go upstairs and hang out with the wife?
Mr. Comics is the speaker of the night right here.
Quote of the night. That's cool.
Mr. Comics has got the best quotes. I would agree.
Why do you think I haven't retired yet?
We love you, JR. Spider History, woohoo! Oh my gosh! Quit feeding the ego, people. Actually, do, because I want JR to stick around after 1000. So we're going to celebrate 30 years on our nursing home together, JR. Okay. A show. We need some Spider Collector videos. Last time we had one was 2023. I know. You know what? I got a job. I got a kid. I got a wife. I don't have enough hours in the day. But yes, I enjoy the Spider Collector ones. I haven't done one in a couple years. Yes. So coming up next, let's talk about what's coming up next. We're going straight to Patreon next, and let's see if JR is interested in any of these books. We got the penultimate Ultimate Spider-Man. He takes on Kingpin. Harry Osborn's in that. JR, yay, nay? You still reading that one?
I haven't bought Ultimate since number 12. I gave up on it.
We got Venom 252. He gets a new suit just like Spider-Man did. I'm sorry, she gets a new suit. Mary Jane. Doc Ock is there. Luke Cage is there, introducing the new Spider-Man. JR, you reading Mary Jane's Adventures?
Sure, yeah. Getting every issue.
Okay. Tyler's going to review that. We got Miles Morales Spider-Man. Sarah is doing a run on that. Are you reading Miles, JR?
Yeah. Love the kid. Yeah.
My ass. We got Black Cat number 4. We're gonna review that one. You reading that book, JR?
If there was any, I'd read that. That would probably be the one. But I didn't even know there was another Black Cat book. See, this is
we're on issue 4, JR. It's really good, honestly.
How do you people afford all of this? Holy cow! Well,
tell you what, we donate plasma to symbiotes, and we have 3 issues of Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider we're going to catch up on. And Christina, I think you have this one, don't you?
Yep.
We're going to catch up on Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider. Again, if you would like to watch it live, sign up at patreon.com/crawlspace. Our sensational and above members can watch it live and chat with us if you would like to. So, on that note, I appreciate you guys, my friends here, all in the Brady Bunch boxes. Thank you for a fun year of 2025. Also, for people that are watching us live, that aren't, oh God, he's putting on the mask. Thank you for this. This is a lot of fun, except when he does that. Okay, JR, would you like to sign us off? Go ahead. Here you go, bud.
Merry Christmas and God bless us, everyone.
I hope they come back next year after that. Peace out, everybody.